All right, fans, and welcome back in. The umpires have reconvened out at home plate. I'm John Clement, alongside my good friend George Stockberger, as we're getting set for game number 2. The Elmira Pioneers claimed victory 3-2 after a 7-inning game. Here to start things off. Tonight it's going to be a little bit more interesting as Noah Rubino, the all-star starter for the Elmira Pioneers, will go to work against Alan Murphy, who last game was in the lineup. So, what's a little more surprising to me is that Murphy, when he's in the lineup, as a pitcher, does not get the opportunity to bat. I would think Newark would take advantage of the big bat of Alan Murphy and throw him into a dual role there, kind of using National League rules, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, Murphy showed up for them today. He had 2 hits and a walk earlier, and he came around to score in the 5th in that first game loss.
And, he does it all the time. You look at the stat line, 340 coming into today. I mean, that is a bat that I don't know about you, George. I don't take that out of the lineup if I've got a pitcher who can hit like that.
No, and especially you talk about Rubino going out there, an all-star starter on the other side. You want your best bats out there. And again, Murphy's not the greatest pitcher. We looked at his numbers earlier. What he is, a 5.40 ERA. Something like
491.
491. 1-3 this year, making only his 6th appearance. He's walked 15, struck out 21, and has allowed 15 runs.
Well, it's definitely some numbers to keep in mind. Of course, Noah Rubino, on the other hand, he is a 2.23 ERA, wins 2 losses, 7 games, all of them starts, 36.1 innings, 31 hits, 19 runs, 9 of them earned, 17 bases on balls, and 33 strikeouts. 33 strikeouts. That's right up there. He is one short of Ben Terwilliger for the team lead right now. Ben Terwilliger has 34. Terwilliger certainly showed some marked movement throughout the summer, but now, of course, has been held up just a little bit with an aggravated injury. He also appeared in 9 games compared to the 7 for Noah Rubino. But as now the team will be introduced onto the field, we're going to keep the Miller's Mowing pregame show very, very short. We remind you, though, Miller's Mowing, if your field isn't game day ready, give them a call, 607-302-8226. Going through the lineup real quick, not a ton of changes. Jeff Mejia out in left, Brody Moore in short. Nathan Peng will go behind the dish. Trey Harmon moves back to first base. Brennan DeRigi moves from second to third. Kyle Richardson will designated hit. Garrett Schultz moves back to right field. Zach Turner enters the lineup for the first time as a second baseman. Andrew Sexton will play center field, and Noah Rubino on the hill. The opposing lineup, again, not a ton of changes. A little surprised we don't see Over Torres in the lineup here. But Michael Gorman leads off, playing right field. David Bermudez over at third. Dylan Dupelshane out at short. Parker Denny, who had a monster of a home run a little bit earlier.
Yeah, he did.
He will play first base. Sean Hillis enters the game as a catcher. Tate Ballestero will designate hit, as I get it right for the first time here.
Yep.
Bailey Jimenez enters in left field. Cameron Reynolds at center field. James Rabel at second base. And, of course, the aforementioned Alan Murphy will start a pitch. As now you get a chance, we'll give you a little bit of a closer angle here as the Pink in the Park is taking place. And now we're seeing the Pink in the Park. The reason for the season, as we have a breast cancer awareness walk here from the Susan G. Komen Foundation of the Southern Tier. Give you guys a good look at that as they are being introduced with alongside our starting lineup. As now, making the turn, we see Garrett Schultz. Zach Turner should be on his way momentarily. We'll take a look at his jersey number because he normally wears 12, is wearing 22 today. So a little different for Zach Turner. And now Noah Rubino will walk out with the final member of the cancer survivors. We thank them so much for coming out, and we are going to get started in just a couple of moments. We're going to step aside, head down for a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we will have the first pitch after the national anthem. You're listening to Elmira Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. As there you have it, a beautiful rendition of God Bless America, followed by another beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner as George comes back online with me right now. The Elmira Pioneers looking to go 2 straight for the first time in a little while, George. It has been a long road for the Elmira Pioneers this season.
It has. We talked about before we game 1. They had lost 8 of the last 10. So, again, we are now on a winning streak.
We are, and hoping to extend it a little bit easier when you don't have to take a break, I guess, as, again, this team will head to Geneva tomorrow and take on another division rival, as that is right down the gut. Nice pitching from the fan, as Andy Hutchings now shakes hands with all-star Noah Rubino. So Amanda Beecher-Eubanks from the Susan G. Komen Foundation is heading out to make a speech here, as we appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight for Pink in the Park. Always a fun and exciting evening. George, your first one here in Elmira.
Yeah. Again, we got the pink bases, the pink ribbons all across the ballpark. The paint in the backstop has a little hue of pink.
The jerseys?
The jerseys. The
nice
socks.
Looking jerseys.
A couple of the guys had the the stirrup socks?
Well, I think the only guys who did are the ones who show the show the socks. As again, the Pioneers come in off a 3-2 victory over Newark in game number 1. It took a long while to get there, though. No runs until the 4th inning. And then, of course, a couple of home runs in the 5th. Nice 2-run shot by the Newark Pilots batter who's batting 4th again, Parker Denny. And, of course, the man behind the plate, the man who played all 9 positions in one game yesterday, Nathan Peng, delivered a home run. And I'll tell you what, he has really had a week so far here. Didn't have quite the outing he had hoped to have yesterday. No hits. Went 0 for 3, but did reach base on an error and was walked. Driven in for 2 of the Pioneers' 3 runs yesterday. As now Rubino continues to work. I want to rewind just a little bit back to Rubino's start at the All-Star game. He was the starting pitcher for the West. He allowed 0 runs and actually got 2 very quick outs before having a little bit of trouble. A bloop single that I maintain would have been caught had it been an actual game. The second baseman maybe not going full effort. As again, the All-Star game is supposed to be fun, but Noah Rubino pitched a heck of an outing, and certainly you couldn't ask for much more in a All-Star game environment.
No, we talked about I missed a guy who has had success all throughout his young career. He threw 3 no-hitters back in high school. He had an ERA of .70, then an All-SCC selection, a perfect game All-Star, Connecticut All-Star team selection in 2018, All-Star selection during both his sophomore and junior season. 4-2 record with 58 strikeouts in 44 innings back in 2017. The fastball goes 80 to topping out at 86, the curveball in the high 60s and a changeup in the low 70s.
Well, also interesting to note here, George, the 2 starters today for the Pioneers, high school teammates. So sure, we've seen this a time or two before in their history. As again, Gorman set to lead things off. We don't have the updated numbers, unfortunately. However, Gorman came into today batting .053 as a leadoff hitter. We know he didn't quite have the success he was hoping for in Game 1, as now Noah Rubino throws a first pitch strike.
And Gorman struck out twice and had a single and a ground out in Game 1.
The umpire has changed to a black shirt.
Yes.
Got himself some new attire.
It's a new umpire.
It is a new umpire. That one connected on, driven out towards left. Play will be made as 2-pitch first out recorded by Noah Rubino.
Out in left field. The way he's wearing the pink socks, it looks like he's wearing capris out there.
Jeff Mejia, certainly a style guru out there in left field, as David Bermudez will step up to the plate next for the Newark Pilots. Bermudez went 0 for 4 with a strikeout back earlier today. So we'll see how many at-bats they get here in the second game of the afternoon. Rubino winds, delivers, cut on and missed. Rubino can certainly fire in the gas.
Yeah.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out.
Again, we talked about topping out around the 86 range.
Certainly a fast for these hitters, as the next pitch bounced up there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Our first Tioga Down showdown of the evening. We're just almost to the 8 o'clock hour.
Yep.
But moved right along in the first game.
It did.
Rubino has a penchant to do exactly the same thing as he winds and delivers. In there for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Noah Rubino going right to work here. He likes to keep things moving, not quite as quick as the Newark pitcher that we saw in the first game of the doubleheader. Cut on, popped up here. This one could be playable, as that will be dropped. So, again, 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Barely out of his reach.
Unable to make it, as, again, solid play here from the Pioneers. They're not going to give Newark a bunch of opportunities. They've learned from the play so far this season, as now they're going to be looking to keep innings short and keep them from getting extra men up to the plate. So Noah Rubino comes back set. He winds and delivers. Taken for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 to the second batter Rubino faces here this evening. See how long Rubino can go. Rubino has the stamina to go all 7 innings, to be perfectly frank. It'll just depend on how his day is going. That one cut on and fouled away. So, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, as Noah attempting to put up the second out of the inning and of the game. I'd love to keep Newark off of the hit column for a couple of innings at least.
They did a good job in Game 1.
As Rubino winds and delivers. Taken for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Went off the umpire.
That seemed to sting a little bit. He's going to walk down first baseline just for a moment, as the umpire returns. As again, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
He's shaking out that left arm.
Does appear to be okay, as Rubino will head back for the mound.
What would we do? What happens if we lose an umpire?
Not honestly sure. Hopefully there would be a substitute somewhere in range that would be able to be retrieved. As again, coming back set. Rubino waits. Starts his delivery and cut on, popped up here. This one going to be playable. The entire infield racing in. Shortstop Brody Moore calls everybody off and takes the ball for the second out. 0 for 2 goes Bermudez.
Ooh, little elevator shaft there with that ball.
As Gorman and Bermudez both go down 0 for 1, excuse me, as I got ahead of myself, meant the top of the order going 0 for 2. As that's going to bring up Dylan Dupelshane.
0 for 3 with the walk in game 1.
As Dupelshane steps back up to the plate. Noah Rubino looking for the third out of the top of the first inning. Wind in the pitch, cut on. This one popped up, should be playable. Brody Moore has a beat, makes the catch on one pitch, and that will do it for the top of the first. It's 0-0. The Pioneers coming up to the plate. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, and here we are back live for the bottom of the first. Jeff Mejia to lead things off, and, well, what can you say? Mejia, 2 for 2, 2 bases on balls, had a double. Not a bad outing in the first game of the afternoon.
Nope.
But now going to have to deal with a much different pitcher in Alan Murphy. We talked about the stats. As George has lost something. What you looking for, George?
I have lost sound.
Sound.
And voice.
Sound and voice. That is not good. Try speaking.
Hello.
Well, it's reading you. You're just not hearing it?
I'm not hearing anything. There we go.
All right, we're clear?
We're clear.
All right, so Mejia coming back now. As we'll see what Jeff can do here to start off game number 2. Mejia. Stepping back up. Mejia, reputed to have the longest walk-up of almost anyone on the team. Him and Derigi may compete for that honor. As the windup and the pitch, no! That touched the batter's box, but that was apparently also the inside corner. No balls, 1 strike.
We got some pretty close batter's boxes this afternoon.
Another cut right back up through the middle and knocked down by the shortstop, but that will allow Mejia to reach base. He goes 1 for 1 here in the early part of game number 2. It's going to bring up Brody Moore. Brody Moore struggled a little bit back in the first game here this afternoon. 0 for 3, did have a base on balls, however. Brody would certainly like to get his bat going. He has recently been having a little bit of trouble. His last few games, well, they really tell the story. Brody in his last 10, $175. His last 5, $158. The windup in the pitch. Brody pulls back a bunt. That is called for a strike. Okay, 0-1.
The umpire wants to get this game moving.
Well, can't blame him there. The heat index continues to be sweltering.
Yes.
The wind in the pitch. Bunt laid down again. Brody bunts that one foul as he just narrowly missed that one. Almost ran into his own ball. That would have been an out. So fortunate there.
At first I thought his bat laying on the ground there, boy, it kind of bounced up.
Certainly did. So no balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. As now Brody will be forced to swing the bat. Brody, who certainly has been able to do that very, very well so far in his appearances here for the Pioneers, just as of late, hit a little bit of a cold spell. Wind in the pitch, cut on, right down towards the third baseman, and through him as Mejia will round second, heading for third. No, he's going to be held up by manager Matt Birch. Probably a safe play there to hold him up, but I don't know. If he was moving on the get-go, he might have been able to make it to third base. That'll bring up Nathan Peng. Peng responsible for 2 runs back in the first game with a long fly ball. That one departed over the Bully Hill Vineyard sign out there in left field.
I tried some of that at Winefest last weekend.
How was that for you?
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. Pretty good wine. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball. 1-0. First pitch for a ball to start off in at bat here for the Newark Hurler, as Alan Murphy getting touched a little bit here. Hits to the first 2 batters he's faced.
You can almost do a double switch if he's done pitching, make him hit.
True.
The way he hit her in the first game. Put him in as the DH.
As now, I'm not sure how that works with that. With the switching out of the DH, especially if the pitcher was in the game.
Well, we've done it
That's
reverse.
In there for a strike. Exactly. That's my question. Is if he comes in as the designated hitter, does that mean then the pitcher spot technically bats? So that would be the question.
You do double switch. I don't know.
I'm curious on the legality of that, as that's in there for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike.
There's no legal officials here.
Well, once again, 2 balls, 1 strike, as Alan Murphy trying to work his way out of a jam. He's allowed the first 2 runners to reach base. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, right back up the middle, through, and that will score the first run of the ball game. Held up at first and second, as crossing the plate is Jeff Mejia. So Nathan Peng earns himself an RBI, and Nathan Peng have a weekend, as now Trey Harmon will come to the plate.
Again, just solid hitting all the way around. Now we get an early visit by the pitching coach. 3 straight singles for the Pioneers early on, and not showing any wear after a hot game 1.
And certainly have to be happy to be playing in those pink T-shirt jerseys today.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, the heat up here in the booth is just, whew. I know I'm sweating through my my pink shirt, but the players so far seem to be doing just fine. As again,
the heat index now at 96. Whew. So it's gone down 10 degrees.
It is gone down 10 degrees, but
it's still warmer in here.
Definitely still warm. As Alan Murphy will now be left in the game, and Trey Harmon, the home run derby champion, will come to the plate. Don't forget, the Pioneers right back at home on Tuesday, as you won't want to miss a minute of Pioneers action as they try to chase down a playoff position.
Getting close.
Getting very close. End of the month is on the horizon there, George.
Going quick.
Coming back set, the Pioneers have a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. The wind and the pitch. Harmon takes strike 1. 0-1 from Alan Murphy, as Murphy trying to find the right place to pitch it. Knows where he doesn't want to put it belt high and inside, as Trey Harmon showed 30 times why that's a mistake. The wind, the pitch, taken for strike 2, as now Harmon will have to be a little bit more defensive, a little less able to free-swing.
30's think of a home run derby in this league. 30's a lot.
30 is a lot.
And that's not Vlad Jr. hitting like 92, but, and still not winning, which is
the pitch hit right back towards the second baseman. Tosses over to second, over to first, and that will be in time, as the first baseman thought that was the end of the inning. It will not be. Only 2 outs. The runner does move on to third, as Harmon grounds into a double play. That's going to bring up Brennan Derigi. Derigi, back in the first game, he was 1 for 3. That's what I have on my sheet. So
that's what I have.
Once again, Derigi will step up, looking for his second hit of the afternoon. Would love to find a squeaker that allows another run to come home.
Got a big hole right up the middle.
The wind and the pitch from Murphy, taken for a ball. 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, as Alan Murphy continues to work. Pioneers will head to Geneva tomorrow for a Sunday afternoon matinee. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 count. As again, the Elmira Pioneers trying to add to their 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. The next pitch inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 count. As again, Durigi looks out. The flag's fluttering a little bit less extreme to left field now. That's way inside again. Durigi getting a bit uncomfortable there as the ball continues to enter his batter's box. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. A run has crossed. A runner stands at third. Durigi up at the plate right now. So already we're talking about 5 batters having come across. This could get through, and no, a good play there by the shortstop. Durigi stretching out. He will make it. No! And that will be an argument from the first base coach. As now Matt Birch chasing down the umpire as he is clearly upset. As now all 3 base coaches screaming at the umpire. He was clearly safe. And Matt Birch getting right in the face of that second base umpire as everybody could see that he was safe.
Can we get a league ruling?
I don't believe I'm concerned we might see Matt Birch get tossed here. Matt Birch right in the face of the second base umpire, certainly laying into him. As he's telling him, there's no way you could see that clearly. Nope. As the second base umpire walking away from Matt Birch. Birch now gets tossed. Birch is still screaming. He is livid. The home plate umpire running out there. The second base umpire heading all the way out for the outfield as Matt Birch still on his tail. This will be the first time all year Matt Birch has been ejected from a ball game as now he's run out. Second base umpire will turn and come back. We'll see if Birch chooses to go back at him. Now Matt Birch is turned around again. He continues to look over his shoulder. Certainly an intense moment here. The Pioneers' final out will be recorded. Durigi felt he was safe. Matt Birch certainly felt he was safe. Everybody was quite sure of it, but that is not the ruling. Pioneers take a 1-0 lead to the top of the second. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, fans. Well, we're back. I just lost some commercials. Not sure what happened there. We'll try to get those re-added for you. But again, some technical difficulties. But the Pioneers still have a 1-0 lead here. As one more time, the Pioneers have really come out and tried to give it their all so far. We'll see what they can do going forward. Rubino right back on the mound. As the swing and a miss for strike 1. So coming right back. Rubino wasting no time as he comes back out onto the mound, winds and delivers. Swing and a miss again. Rubino really getting a meeting out of the palm of his hand.
He wants to keep moving like that umpire did.
As he certainly did all the way out. and passed.
He was on right field.
Certainly was. As now again, that one will get away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As we try to get your audio back for you here, folks, we're getting those commercials re-put onto the computer. So sorry if you're hearing a little bit of that. Just trying to make sure we have your full broadcast. As Rubino encountered a little divot there, wanted an extra couple seconds. As now we've got your commercials back loaded. We want to thank you all for hanging with us on Mixler.com. The pitch taken, and Rubino not happy with that. He wanted that one. As the fans now ripping into these umpires. So a 1-0 lead for the Pioneers. 2 ball, 2 strike count for Rubino. The wind and the pitch bounced up. That's 3 balls, 2 strikes now. As I've never seen a umpire turn friendlier to a angry fan base. Mm-hmm. We'll have to see what plays out here. Not 2-2 count. No, there we go. 3 balls, 2 strikes up on the mound. The wind and the pitch. That was ball 4, so I'm not sure the umpire held up 2 fingers aside, and that's ball 4, and will earn a walk. As now I'm waiting for Andrew Drum to show up out there as well. As he will take over the head coaching duties as Matt Birch has been, well, ejected from the game. Sean Hillis now approaches. Hillis, this is the first time tonight we're getting to talk about him. Hillis is a 196 batter this season. Does have a couple of home runs on the year. First pitch to Hillis in there for a strike. As the faux applause.
He's got a good 18 to 13 walk strikeout.
So definitely an effective catcher. As the sun going down. Rubino's throw over to first, again, similar to his high school teammates, very advertised.
Yep.
Has to be a little frustrating for a coaching staff, too, though. We see that, and Rubino's such a solid pitcher from top to bottom. As that one popped up, Schultz on the run. Second baseman moves over and makes the grab as Turner makes that. That has to be something that you just want to teach a pitcher like Noah Rubino, is a solid pickoff maneuver, because you think about all the pitchers in the major leagues, and the top quality ones all have that famous pickoff maneuver.
Yep. It's one of those plays, but I hate the pickoff. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, if you can develop a good one, it's extremely valuable.
Certainly is. And Rubino's got all the tools. He's very solid.
Size and
also the pitching ability. He's able to work the zone, which even at this level is rare to see. The true command of it. As that one's in there for a strike. 0-1. Catcher bobbled the ball, but that had no bearing. As once again, Rubino. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the second. Double play would end the inning. As Rubino looks in, he winds and delivers. Taken for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Downs showdown. As we remind you, the only place to watch horse cart racing in the Southern Tier, Tioga Downs Casino and Resort.
One of the few places to watch in New York.
There it is. As now coming back set, Rubino winds, delivers. Cut on this one, hit hard. Going back is Garrett Schultz. He's on the run at the track. Makes the catch on the warning track. He will throw it back in and get the ball into first base. Trey Harmon with a nifty stop there. As you get to see the arm on Garrett Schultz again. Hillis was looking to add to his home run numbers, as that's going to bring up Tate Ballestero. So Ballestero, who earlier in the day...
That Ballestero? That was just Ballestero that flew out, I believe.
That was Ballestero that flew out. I apologize. That's on me.
So it's Jimenez.
So it's Jimenez now.
268 hitter with 4 doubles and a triple.
Throw over to first again. Not in time. My apologies, folks, as we're getting a little behind back here in the booth.
Been a long, hot day.
Certainly has. As 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. The throw over again from Rubino. Again, very advertised. As he steps back on the mound. Pink on the pitcher's mound. All but gone at this point.
Yep.
As Rubino looking in. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and missed. 0-1. No balls, 1 strikes to Bailey Germanis. Germanis was not in the first game here tonight. As Bailey steps back up. Looking out at Rubino, having to work out of the stretch here. Rubino comes set. Winds and delivers. A little bit inside. Ball skips away from the catcher. Germanis doesn't move so as not to be accused of interference. 1 ball, 1 strike. As again, Noah Rubino stepping back up. Pioneer schedule very, very full this week. Geneva tomorrow, Adirondack on Monday, back home on Tuesday. It just continues for the Pioneers. There's another throw over. Again, Rubino really trying to find a way to get out of this inning here in the top of the second. Rubino comes back set. He winds and delivers. Cut on. Right back up into center field. Hit and run played perfectly by the Newark Pilots. So Germanis will earn himself a knock as Cameron Reynolds will come up to the plate. Earlier today, Reynolds 0 for 1, had a base on balls, was hit by a pitch. As now again.
Say Reynolds, I think Sean Reynolds, especially after Troy Passingham gave us a little visit earlier.
Actually, that was Glenn Patterson.
Glenn Patterson. I always get those two mixed up. I got those two mixed up all the time.
Do want to thank Glenn for stopping by. It was good to see a former Elmira enforcer. The wind and the pitch. That one
barely
missed, apparently. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah.
As again, runners at first and second. 2 outs here. Coming back set, Noah Rubino. He winds and delivers. Cut on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You try to put that one over the Zip Law Firm sign again.
Reynolds certainly looking to extend that probably out to those boaters you saw a little bit earlier.
Very long gone, but the Pyro guys are still out there working.
Waiting, getting ready for the fireworks spectacular coming up here after tonight's ball game. Rubino waits, the wind and the pitch. Outside, gets by. That's going to advance the runners to second and third. 2 balls, 1 strike. As Rubino clearly frustrated. Rubino has not gotten the strike calls that he wants. As the second base umpire tossed his manager back in the end of the first inning. Home plate umpire also took quite a tongue lashing from Matt Birch as well. 2 balls, 1 strike. As Rubino looks in, the wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled back into the netting just below us. 2 ball, 2 strike, 2 out, George.
It's a Tioga Down showdown.
Perfect. As once again, we remind you, Tioga Down's not just a great place to play, also a great place to eat. Check out the check out the exclusive Tioga Downs buffet. Absolutely delicious food. As once again, Rubino looks in. He comes back set. Winds and delivers. Cut on and missed. Rubino gets the strikeout to end the inning. And Cameron Reynolds goes down swinging. The Elmira Pioneers carry the 1-0 lead into the bottom of the second. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so with that, the Pioneers back up to bat now. Kyle Richardson going to take it over here. Richardson steps in for the first time today. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike. Richardson this year as a leadoff batter, batting 0 for 10. Have to see how he can pull himself around here. The next pitch. Bounced up to the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike for Kyle Richardson. So Richardson stepping in one more time. He's designated hitting here tonight as the wind and the pitch. Cut on by Richardson. That one's going to get down, and that will break the offer out of the leadoff spot for Richardson. He reaches first, and that's going to bring up Garrett Schultz. Schultz, who earlier today had an 0 for 3. 2 fielder's choices, as now re-entering the booth, my good friend George Stockberger.
I come bearing gifts.
He does. He brought water. Thank you, George. So a leadoff single as the next pitch. Bunt laid down by Schultz. Schultz is off and running. He heads for first. He will make it in time. Garrett Schultz makes it over to first, and he is safe.
Okay.
As now, possibly a makeup call from earlier on.
I think so.
As Matt Birch will be taking a bow from somewhere after getting that one.
Hopefully somewhere cool.
As now, runners at first and second. That'll bring up Zach Turner. Turner wearing 22 here today. Normally wearing number 12, but in these specialty pink jerseys. Turner looks out. The wind and the pitch from Murphy is taken right down the gut for a strike, 0-1. So the Pioneers have put up 2 zeros on defense, now trying to put up another crooked number in their half of the inning. So again, the windup and the pitch from Murphy, taken for a ball, thrown down to second, as that almost got away. A little bit too much congestion up the middle, as again, getting back in plenty of time there was Kyle Richardson. Richardson and Schultz both get hits here in the bottom of the second inning, as now Zach Turner looking to duplicate. Next pitch coming here from Murphy. He winds and delivers. Bunt is laid down. Heading over to first. Turner chasing it down. Just beating that out was the throw from first baseman Parker Denny over to covering second baseman James Rabel. So Turner will get the sacrifice bunt down, move the runners to second and third, and that's going to bring up Andrew Sexton. So Turner will have no official at bat after that sacrifice as well, as Sexton comes up. Andrew earlier today, 0 for 3. However, we did see the ability to get contact, just needs to straighten it out a little bit. We'll see what he can do.
And all 3 were flyouts.
As again, the wind and the pitch from Murphy. That's outside, 1-0. So again, the heat in the booth certainly palpable.
Yeah. It's not fantastic.
The next ball hit on and driven out. That will head to right field. Heading around third base. This may score 2. Coming around full speed, and that's going to get by. Sexton is down, but he had a chance to move to third. As Sexton came sliding into second, he's going to earn himself 2 RBIs. As Sexton goes 1 for 1.
Yeah, originally they put up a stop sign at third, prevent second runner, but he was all the way halfway through.
Garrett Schultz coming around to score.
Yeah, Schultz coming around to score. I don't know if Sexton got caught up in the play, didn't see where the ball went, thought the stop sign was for him at second.
He dove into second. He is safe, and the Pioneers have a 3-0 lead. So another inning with a crooked number for the Elmira Pioneers, as they still have a runner in scoring position. Jeff Mejia, 1 for 1 on the day. So Mejia looking out. The next pitch, taken high and outside, 1-0. 1 ball, no strike, says Alan Murphy, certainly struggling as we look down towards the bullpen. Nobody working yet here in the bottom of the second. In a shortened game, especially a 7-inning game, runs are at a premium, as that was swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Our next Tioga Down showdown of the evening.
Where you can stay nice and cool in their new sports book.
There you go.
The first of 4 in the state of New York.
The wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 count. As once again, Jeff Mejia trying to keep his perfect day alive. Mejia looks out, the wind and the pitch. Cut on. Ground ball towards second base. As that will be thrown out. But again, a quick move over to third as Sexton will stand on third base. Mejia now goes 1 for 2. First time he has failed to reach base safely today, George.
Again, like you said, he's had a pretty good day. And again, the pink socks a little confusing there all the way up to the knees with the pants. Looks like shorts out there.
Well, hey, whatever's comfortable. And if you're hitting a perfect day, you're certainly not going to knock the style. As Brody Moore, 1 for 1 on the second game here.
1 0 for 3.
Certainly straightening. I was just going to say, straightening things out from his first game. Brody has power potential. He continues to show up every single game for the Pioneers. It's been recently in the field, having an under 200 batting average for the last 10 games. However, before that, he was on absolute fire. So you're sure another streak is coming where Brody's going to hit like anything. And now's the time of the season you'd love to see that streak.
We talked about the playoff race is
fully in bloom.
Yeah.
The next pitch, cut on and fouled off. That one will get out of play. We want to remind you to make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber collision. I believe it's the first time in this game, too.
You're correct. That is the first time in this game. As we're here in the bottom of the second inning, Pioneers with a 3-0 lead. Runner 90 feet from home. Alan Murphy trying to get out of the inning. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled away again by Brody Moore. Brody staying alive. Staying alive. As once. Oh, come on. You knew where that was going. As now,
I didn't at first.
Brody steps back up to the plate. The wind and pitch from Murphy. Way inside. As Moore has to hop out of the way of that one. So we go back. 2 ball, 2 strike, 2 out count. And George, that brings us to another
Tiger down.
showdown. As once again, Murphy looking in. Brody Moore waits. The wind, the pitch. Cut on, right back up the middle. This is going to score the run as Brody Moore goes 2 for 2 on the day. So there goes the siren. And that is going to bring up someone who's having himself a weekend, Nathan Pang. Pang, who earlier in the day, 1 for 4, reached on an error, hit a long fly ball for a home run. Couple of RBIs. He's 1 for 1 here in the second game, has an RBI already. Runner standing on first, and the lights are coming on at historic Dunn Field.
They are. We got a nice little sunset out behind those mountains in the outfield.
First pitch in there for a strike from Murphy.
Still no one in that bullpen.
Little surprised by that.
I guess this is his inning here.
Murphy going to have to find a way to get through it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here.
Not even any movement down by the dugout.
Little surprising as
no one stretching, no coaches.
Well, we've seen a variety of pitchers from the team from Newark. We'll have to see what they choose to do here for the rest of this one. Pang connects on that one. That one is long and foul. That will get way out of play.
That one goes into the picnic area.
As another one
Picnic
comes back. 1 ball, 2 strike count now. As Pang steps back up to the plate. Trying to keep the inning alive. A 3-spot already put up. Off and running is Brody Moore. High and inside. Moore will get in safely to second base, and Brody Moore earns himself a stolen base. So far, so good for the top of the lineup. I'll tell you what, George. As of right now, before Pang finishes this at bat, they are 4 for 5. That is
number 2.
Brody Moore's
I was looking impressed.
4th of the season. That's
Moore.
in there for a ball again. So 3 ball, 2 strike count, 2 outs. As that Tioga Down showdown pitch was high again. One more time. Checking in. The wind and the pitch from Murphy. Cut on. That one gets foul. So we'll do 3 and 2 one more time here in the bottom of the second inning. We are in a shortened 7-inning game, but so far the Pioneers have really taken the Newark Pilots to task. 4-0 lead right now, George, as we have not been able to say that a lot this season, but it certainly seems the bats are coming alive here tonight.
No, again, it's we talked about the a rough stretch they were in those last 10 games, but again, they're showing up tonight on all sides of the plate.
Swung on and missed by Peng. He will go down on strikes, as that will do it for the bottom of the second. Pioneers leading 4-0. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, and with that, we are back. Again, having some issues here with the recordings. I'm not sure what's going on with Mixlr here tonight, folks. We're doing our best, but again, just having some issues. We'll try to get those straightened out for you. As again, got the chance to hear some great commercials there in the intermission.
You could do a coach's corner during the intermission.
We could, but Coach's Corner went 8 minutes tonight. Of course, we could do a live Coach's Corner.
That's what I was suggesting.
As Matt Birch hanging around up here. Want to thank him so much for that. As again, Pioneers getting stretched out. As one more time, Noah Rubino going to go back out there to pitch. We'll see what they can do here. It's been a interesting game, to say the least, to this point.
I mean, again, we're moving a little bit slower than we did in game one, but Rubino has been excellent. The offense has shown up already with 7 hits through the first 2 innings. Still no one warming up over in the Pilots bullpen.
As now Rubino winds, delivers outside, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 count as Rubino goes back to work. Rubino wearing that number 35, much like Justin Verlander, as I apologize to our fans over there on Mixlr.com, as that's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rubino has been beyond efficient this year as he continues to work here tonight. Was certainly deserving of that all-star, not only nomination, but start, as that'll be in there for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1. Nobody out here in the top of the 3rd inning. The Pioneers trying to put up another 0, a 3rd consecutive one, as Rubino throws for another ball. 3-1. So James Rabel, the number 9 batter here for the Pilots, working a 3-1 count so far, went 0 for 3 earlier with a strikeout. That one right down the gut. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rabel taking all the way.
That's it, taking all the way.
As Rabel steps back up, I got to tell you, I look down, I see Rabel's long hair. That's got to be killing you on a day like today. As coming back, the wind and the pitch. High, that'll be ball 4. Rubino surrenders his 2nd walk of the ball game, and that's going to bring up Michael Gorman. Gorman 0 for 1. So Gorman steps up against Rubino. Pioneers will shift to double play depth.
Yep.
They have a 4-0 lead. Only 1 hit surrendered so far.
Again, Rubino's been arguably their best pitcher this year. I mean, Terwilliger's had some great outings, but Rubino, pretty much from day one, has been their guy.
Certainly an ace. Anytime they need to turn to someone. First throw over.
But
again.
Keeps doing that, and it annoys the heck out of me.
As again, Rubino goes back to the mound. Looks out. comes back set. He winds and delivers. Throw down over to first and not in time.
Oof.
As Rabel getting a little bit too pretty out there. The catcher behind the plate, Nathan Pang, not caring for that at all. I believe we've got a 1 ball, 1 strike count. As coming back set, the pitch thrown, fouled off there. So Rabel will have to return himself back to first base. So staring down at the umpire, trying to catch the count. I was under the impression it was 1 ball, 2 strikes, but
that's where I am.
Again, too quick with the hand
Where I
movement. I
thought.
couldn't see. As the throw over yet again by Rubino.
I hate the throw over.
So again, Rubino, not a great pickoff move, but
He keeps trying.
he does.
You give him credit, and he
As
does it again.
One
This
more
is
time.
the worst play in the game is with pickoff. It doesn't work like 95% of the time.
And can result in an error and more bases.
Yeah, and it happens way too many times in one game.
The pitch thrown high, thrown down, and Turner will lose that one. It gets by him. Picked up by Sexton at center. He hurls it over to third. It won't be in time. Rabel manages to make 2 bases on the stolen. So,
The stolen base error?
stolen base and a throwing error will account for James Rabel being at third base now.
Still with no outs.
Still no outs. As now we'll see how this changes the at-bat. 2 balls, 1 strike held up by the home plate umpire. Rubino winds and delivers. Cut on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As we'll see, Gorman stands up there. Gorman looking as the leadoff man tonight. Again, a little surprising with his average as a leadoff man. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and missed. He was way out ahead of that one as Rubino rocked him with the off speed. That's going to bring up David Bermudez. So 1 official out now as Bermudez needs to try to do something to bring in that runner from third.
It's now 0 for 5 between the 2 games today. Yeah.
Gorman.
Oh,
Just was checking on if you were talking about Bermudez.
yep, Bermudez.
Okay,
Yep,
as now
0 for 5.
coming in, the catch will be made. Schultz up quickly, hammering that home. That will not be in time, as unable to keep hold of the ball was Nathan Pang. So the runner comes across, and that will blow the shutout for Noah Rubino.
It was an excellent play out there in right field to make a sliding catch.
Schultz has a heck of an arm. I'll tell you what, Schultz is bang bang.
Yep.
As 0 for 2, as Bermudez goes down 0 for 2. So Dylan Dupelshane, 0 for 1 on the night so far. There is 2 outs.
0 for 4
as
with the walk.
The windup and the pitch. Taken for a ball. 2 outs. 1 run has come across. So 1 run on 1 hit for the Newark Pilots. Pioneers, 4 runs on 7 hits, do have an error as the next pitch is inside. So very quickly here for Noah Rubino. 2 balls, no strikes. Rubino has issued 2 free passes on the night. The last one kind of came back to bite him, as coming around to score was James Rabel. As the next pitch, the wind, the pitch, cut on, grabbed by the third baseman. That will do it for the top of the third. Pioneers lead 4-1 as we head for the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so that's going to bring the Pioneers back to the plate as we get set for another half inning. Pioneers have scored in every inning they've come up. Trey Harmon will be the leadoff batter here. Harmon going to face off with Alan Murphy. A little surprised, George, I got to admit. A little surprised to still see him in the game. And, George, I'm going to have you move your head a little bit there as there's a
something.
Wildlife. I think I got it. I'm not sure where it went, but
I never saw it. So.
Harmon takes strike number 1.
I don't like the wildlife in here.
I don't blame you.
There's a lot of it.
A lot of wildlife for being inside. As once again, the windup and the pitch. Taken inside, 1 ball, 1 strike to Trey Harmon. Harmon, the home run derby champion this year. 30 long balls for the second time in a Pioneers uniform. Assistant coach Andrew Drum pitching as that one's hit out towards left field, over the head, gets off the wall. Harmon running around first. He's going to make it to second easily. Standing up as Harmon goes 1 for 2 on the day. Has a double play and now a double. So those numbers are numbers you'll take any day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Now Brendan DeRigi will head up. DeRigi 0 for 1, playing third base here tonight. Played second base in the first game. So interesting as he moves around the infield. Stepping back up. See what DeRigi can do here. Harmon stands on second. Murphy trying to find a way to put up a 0 against the Pioneers. I'll tell you what, it's not been an easy task. Cut on and missed by DeRigi. No balls, 1 strike on the high, hard one. DeRigi stepping right back in. He waits. Murphy checking on Harmon, the wind and the pitch. Taken inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 count. As, again, DeRigi trying to add on to the Pioneers' lead. Also trying to get that run back from the top half of the third. Only 1 run has come across here for Newark. Newark, who has really been in dominating position against the Pioneers this season.
More wildlife? Yep.
As now, DeRigi will step back in. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1. DeRigi looking out. 4-1 lead for the Elmira Pioneers here at historic Dunn Field. The wind, the pitch, taken inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Harmon gets down, and he is in safely as Trey Harmon will steal third base. And now the argument coming from the third baseman. So the ball is returned to Alan Murphy.
That was about as bang as you can get down there. I thought the glove got in between the foot and the bag, but apparently not.
As now, 3 balls, 1 strike, and Trey Harmon 90 feet from home. The wind and the pitch from Murphy, way outside. DeRigi earns himself a free pass, and that's going to bring up Kyle Richardson. Richardson 1 for 1 on the day, as you have to assume Newark going to get something going here soon.
Still nothing. He's their guy tonight.
So that's going to bring up Kyle Richardson. Richardson staring down at third base. Looking at assistant coach Andrew Drum, who we mentioned earlier has been the pitcher for 2 Pioneers home championships.
Wow.
Wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike on the outside corner.
So you know who to take every time there's a
Certainly.
home run derby.
Certainly do. As now, no balls, 1 strike. The wind and the pitch. Cut on. Grounded fair. And this is going to bring around Trey Harmon to score. Still coming from first base. Another run is going to score here as Richardson will pull in with a double. And scoring very quickly, Brennan DeRigi. As Richardson moves to 2 for 2, earns himself a couple of ribbies. And that's going to bring up Garrett Schultz with a runner on second. Still nobody out. And again, I say it one more time. We look down towards that bullpen, and nothing.
Now we got something going on.
Now finally, somebody up and moving. It's a 6-1 deficit as the Elmira Pioneers have really teed off on Murphy. It appears as though throwing down in the bullpen, Brandon Odenall from Maryville.
Seen him a couple times.
We certainly have. So, Schultz stepping in. 1 ball, no strike count. The pitch inside. 2 balls, no strikes. As Alan Murphy really struggling to get through here. Pioneers with a 6-1 lead in the bottom of the third. That one cut on towards the second baseman. Bounces up, throw over to first. In time, that'll be the first out of the inning. As down goes Garrett Schultz. Schultz now 1 for 2. Turner will come up. Runner standing on third base. Turner, no official at bats, has a sacrifice fly in his first time. Turner steps up. He looks. As he comes back set. Pioneers have scored 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third. As again, first and third base creeping in, looking for the suicide squeeze. 1 ball, no strikes. Be interesting to see what Elmira chooses to do here.
Yeah.
As the wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball.
I'd say the way he's pitching, I'm not doing anything. I'm letting him bounce as many in the mid-order as I can.
Dig your own hole, eh?
Yep. Literally, the way he's bouncing these balls, he's got to dig a hole in front of the plate.
As again, 2 ball, no strike. Murphy will wind and deliver. Cut on, ground ball towards the shortstop. This should score another run, as that will be an out, but he will earn the RBI as Turner goes down. That's going to bring up Andrew Sexton. Sexton now has 2 outs to deal with here in the bottom of the third inning.
He had a two-run hit earlier.
Yep, I think this is going to do it for Murphy on the day. He is calling for a new pitcher. We will step aside. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, Pios fans, Brendan Odenall coming into the game now. As Odenall will take over on the mound for Alan Murphy. Odenall this year, 12.13 ERA, 0-2 on the win-loss sheet. 13 games appeared in, 1 start, 23 innings, 28 hits, 33 runs, 31 earned, 43 bases on balls, and 30 strikeouts.
So rough stretch for him.
Well, it's been a rough year for pitching all around. Not sure what the situation has been this summer, but even talking with Coach Birch before the games, he said it's been a difficult stretch for pitchers this summer. A little bit rougher year for them than we've seen in the past here for the Pioneers.
Are we using the Major League Baseballs that are flying out of the place.
Well, perhaps
The tighter wound baseball.
from what we were hearing from the commissioner of the league, it was that they were just a bit off center, and they're working to correct that. So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Perhaps that was the problem.
Perhaps.
As an Astros fan, I'm just mulling Justin Verlander's comments.
Yep.
So the Pioneers back up 2 outs. Andrew Sexton going to get an opportunity with the cleared base pass, 2 outs. And, well, I'll tell you what, the Pioneers putting up a 3 spot for the second inning in a row.
Yeah, nice little 6-run lead here.
It's impressive to say the least. Of course, time quickly running out for the visiting Newark Pilots, who did manage to scratch across the run in the top of the third. They're down to just 12 offensive outs.
Well, when you say it like that, it sounds like we're almost done.
Close as we can be there, George. Close as we can be. As once again, the Elmira Pioneers getting ready to shoot off some fireworks. They've already done it on the base pass. Now they're ready to do it out in the outfield. Have to see how long Newark can hang with them. As a long conversation going out on the mound. And I think we're going to get a breakup here by the home plate umpire. Certainly not going to stand for this. Everybody now broken up. The home plate umpire heads back, shaking his head. He's just as hot as everybody else. He wants to put...
I'd say he's wearing the extra padding and a face mask.
For sure. The catcher knows his pain. But Andrew Sexton now steps up to the plate. Sexton 1 for 1. Hit a double, 2 RBIs. Only way he's going to drive in an RBI here is if he puts it over the fence. Not saying that's impossible either, as Sexton has done it once already this year.
I thought we saw it already in this game from a couple guys.
Cut on, driven out to left, and that will do it for the bottom of the third. Pioneers go down after tallying another 3 runs. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. Live. All right, and we are back here live, George. Well, what do you say? This has been a game.
It has been a game. A 7-1 lead already for the Pios. As we go to the fourth, Rubino has been not his best tonight, but he's still been effective, giving up only 1 hit.
1 hit, 1 run. That 1 run, of course, coming on the base on balls, unfortunately for Noah. Rubino starting off here, the top of the fourth, fouled ball. No balls, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning.
Yep, a walk and a strikeout already in this game.
So again, we'll see what Rubino can do as he's trying to work against Parker Denny. The line and the pitch, cut on and fouled off. As one more time. No balls, 2 strikes.
I got 1 and 2. Or, I don't know.
I have a base on balls.
What, 2 base on balls?
No, 1 base on balls.
I got 2.
As once again.
You got 1 for Denny, 1 for Rabel.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
you were meaning Parker Denny. I'm like, I
Nope.
only have him coming up once. You have us. You have a couple times. I got confused a moment there, George. Sorry about that. No balls, 2 strikes
The Heat-
as Denny looks for his first official at bat.
The Heat's getting to us.
Certainly is. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled back. As we check to make sure everything's copacetic. I think that one went into the other booth there. Don't see that terribly often. Normally that booth unoccupied. I think it did, as the current resident of that booth just went over there and checked. As now Noah Rubino looking for the strikeout pitch here. Delivered.
Over the head.
A little high.
A little high.
Just a wee bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Rubino trying to get through the inning. He comes back set. Noah winds and delivers. Cut on, popped up here. Going back to play it is Turner. Coming in as Schultz. Schultz is going to wave off Turner, and that will do it for the first out of the inning. Parker Denny goes 0 for 1. That's going to bring up the catcher, Sean Hillis. Hillis 0 for 1 on the night.
196 hitter coming into this game. He does have 2 home runs.
Does have 2 home runs. Certainly, again, a lot of these Newark players a little bit smaller. Don't quite see the height. You look at Noah Rubino on the mound, and compared to a lot of these Newark hitters, he looks gargantuan. Noah, not that tall of a pitcher. As the wind and the pitch. Cut on. Hit out there towards left. That one going back. Going to be playable, though, and the catch is made. As a beauty of a play by Jeff Mejia will be caught out there in deep left.
He caught it at the warning track. Almost had his hand against the wall there on that Hilliard sign.
As Tate Ballestero comes up, the designated hitter 0 for 1.
You sure that's how you say his name?
That's what I'm going with, so
I've heard like 5 different pronunciations today.
said them all, so
Ballestero, Ballesterio.
we're going to go with whatever.
Whatever works. He's not listening.
We appreciate anyone who is, as once again, the next pitch is just a little bit outside. Rubino, 1 ball, no strikes to start off the hopefully 3rd out of the inning. This is the 3rd batter here in the top of the 4th inning. If the Pioneers can get through this batter, as that ground ball hit over there towards first, scooped up, thrown to Rubino in time, as it looks as though Ballestero stopped running. 0 for 2 goes Ballestero. The Pioneers head back to the bottom half of the inning. It's now the middle of the 4th. We've got a 7-1 baseball game. The Pioneers lead here at historic Dunn Field. All right, and so with that, the Pioneers go back to the plate, 7-1 lead, and showing no signs of slowing down. Mejia will be the first man up. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Mejia, Moore, and Peng, the top of the order, set to face off against Odenall here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Newark down to 9 offensive outs remaining. They trail 7-1. Pioneers, I'll tell you what, Noah Rubino has been efficient here tonight as he tries to get the job done. The windup and the pitch from Odenall, taken for a ball, 1-0. So Odenall going to have to work quickly and quietly. Doesn't want to allow any more hits. 9 already for the Pioneers on the evening. The line and the pitch, taken for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Another guy with not a violent delivery, but a very heavy delivery. The way that arm comes down,
Certainly is, yeah. As you watch the movement from Odenall,
he really throws that shoulder down.
he does, yeah. I think most of the movement from the ball is coming from that shoulder movement, more so than anything else.
And umpires got a little roughed up tonight.
A little bit of a stinger.
He had it on the left hand, now on the right. There's a big piece of wildlife on the other side of our window there.
As long as it stays on the other side, I'm 100% okay with that.
Very big wildlife.
Now, once again, Mejia will step back in. 2 balls, 1 strike. As you see quite a few of that wildlife's webbing taking over our window here. Going to have to get some cleaner and get that taken care of. As coming back set, Odenall, 2 balls, 1 strike. The next pitch, cut on and fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And as that gets out of play, we remind you to make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber Collision
And
glass.
auto glass.
The sign says glass.
It does say glass, but you know what? Just to make sure everyone knows, you can't call them for your window panes.
Oh, that's true.
I'm going to throw auto in there. The next pitch from Odenall. Cut on and missed. Dropped. Mejia trying to use his speed to beat it out to first. He is going to get there. So Mejia swings and misses, but is able to take first anyway. So, quick moving by Jeff Mejia, who will reach on the dropped third strike. Brody Moore will come up 2 for 2, having a perfect game here for game number 2.
Yeah, stolen base and RBI his last time out there in the second inning.
Certainly did. As now the first runner of the inning is on base as the first batter of the inning reaches base. The sun has gone down, but I'll tell you, the heat has not dissipated. The wind and the pitch, taken for a strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. As again, Brody Moore stepping back up to the plate. We talked about it. Moore went through a little bit of a cold spell there over the last 10 games, but certainly has seemed to find his swing again here tonight. That pitch in there for a ball, 1-1. As the quick check down to first base. Nothing doing there, though. As again, looking in. Odenall comes back set. He throws over to first. Much more efficient check move there from Odenall.
It is, but
I know, not your favorite part.
Should be an illegal play. I hate it.
As again, Mejia takes the lead. Wind in the pitch, low and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. As Odenall much more concerned with the runner over at first. Good reason to be, don't get me wrong. I can't blame him as Jeff Mejia leads the team in stolen bases with 10. As now once again, the wind and the pitch. Mejia off and going. In there for a strike. Mejia will now have 11. As Jeff Mejia extends his team lead in stolen bases to 11 on the season.
Again, this entire inning is being based off his speed with that advanced on the pass ball on the strikeout. Now a stolen base to put him in scoring position.
And a 3 ball, 2 strike count.
Yep.
So 2-2. They had that third ball incorrect. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. The next pitch, high. Now it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 count as the count is full to Brody Moore. Base is now open over there at first. As we'll see what Odenall can do here. Odenall coming set. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and missed. Moore goes down on strikes. Unfortunately, that one didn't get dropped. Brody certainly has speed as well.
He talks to his bat as he goes off the dish. We've seen that work for players this year, but not after a strikeout.
As now Nathan Peng, who's been catching here tonight, steps up.
He's done a good job at the plate, already an RBI single.
And with Mejia on second, any type of ball could be another RBI.
He's got 3 RBIs between the 2 games. The other at 2-run home run all the way up to left field.
As now the wind and the pitch from Odenall taken for a strike, 0-1. So Peng steps back in. As Nathan Peng trying to get things going here. The wind and the pitch taken outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. George?
The Tiger Down showdown.
Certainly is. Another Tiger Down showdown on the evening. We want to thank everybody tuning in on YouTube Live and Mixlr.com. I'm John Clement alongside George Stockberger as we continue to work. The next pitch. Taken, bounces away. That's going to move Mejia over to third. So, Mejia moves on a pass ball now. Certainly a fun way to get around the base pass at the moment.
2 pass balls and a stolen base for Mejia to get around. That's pretty good.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 more pass ball. Mejia is going to make it around without having to put contact on the ball.
It's those capri pants he's got on.
As the wind and the pitch taken high, 3-1. So 3 ball, 1 strike count. As again, Nathan Peng looking to add to his RBI totals. Odenall has to be looking for something in the strike zone. Cut on. Peng's going to earn his RBI. He's going to get it on an out. But in comes Jeff Mejia. And that'll be an 8-1 lead for the Elmira Pioneers. Trey Harmon will be the next man up. He will come up with 2 outs and nobody on the base pass. 8-1 lead for the Pios.
Well, I'd say Harmon had that double, came around to score, and had a stolen base in that last inning. That's what I got.
As yes, he did.
I know it sounds weird.
I had to check my own sheet. Harmon, not normally someone I see stealing a lot of bases, but he did steal, and that was probably the more impressive part of that, George. He not only stole a base, stole third base of all bases. As now, 1 ball, no strikes to Trey. The next pitch, cut on. And outside, 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 count, 2 outs. As again, 1 run in the first, 3 runs in the second, 3 runs in the third, 1 run so far here in the fourth. And a wrong pitch to Trey Harmon could result in another one. Cut on and missed as Harmon was swinging for the Shamong.
I'd say he thought he had that one.
2 balls, 1 strike. Trey Harmon saw that one and thought he was back in the home run derby. Whew. Eyes lit up.
As we can see from all the way up here.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. As the windup and the pitch. Taken, 3 balls, 1 strike. As Odenall truly struggling here. And we continue to look down towards that bullpen. And sadly, nothing going on down there. Newark has surrendered 8 runs already this afternoon. And this evening. Add in the 3 from earlier. Pioneers have certainly seen Newark a lot and now have figured out how to hit them. Took a little while, but they're right back to it now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs on Trey Harmon. He has an 8-1 lead to work with as the Elmira Pioneers trying to keep the action alive here in the bottom of the 4th. The wind and the pitch. Inside, Harmon earns himself a free pass as that's going to bring up Brennan DeRigi. So DeRigi 0 for 1 has a base on ball of his own.
Came around to score.
He certainly did.
My Richardson 2-run double.
So DeRigi walks up. Still nobody working down there.
Nope.
As again, Noah Rubino's put on a clinic here tonight. 1 run, 1 hit. All that he's allowed. Couple of bases on balls. Certainly can't forget to mention those, but
Nope.
Otherwise he has been beyond impressive. The pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. So Derigi, talking to his bat, steps back in. Last time we said that, the AJ's outdoor sign saw a ball go over it. The windup and the pitch. In there for strike 2. Derigi takes 2 pretty good-looking pitches there. As now, 1 strike away from the end of the inning. Odenall probably talking to his glove at this point. The wind and the pitch. Swung on and missed. Derigi goes down swinging. And that will be the first strikeout there for the reliever Odenall. After 4, 8-1 in favor of the Elmira Pioneers. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so with that, we come back, and the ballad of Noah Rubino so far, as he has an 8-1 lead. Would love to put down 3 more outs, get himself on through 5 full to see what he can do, as he's going to have a tough section of the lineup to have to take care of. Bailey Jimenez, Cameron Reynolds, and James Rabel. The bottom of the order, which generally is an easier part of the lineup to take care of, but I'll tell you what, these 3 batters, no slouch.
No, they've all done. Most of them have done some damage tonight. I mean, Rabel came around to score and he had a stolen base. Jimenez had a base hit, ended up on second. Still no one up in the Pilots bullpen. But, I mean, at this point, 7-run deficit in a shortened game. They're calling it.
They certainly seem to be. As now, once again, Rubino will go back to work here. Noah steps onto the mound. Has the 8-1 advantage, so certainly can be a little bit more freewheeling.
Just keep attacking. That's all you can do here.
Certainly. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike on the outside corner. Jimenez shaking his head immediately.
That's a nice framing there by Pang.
Pang certainly effective with the framing. Undeniably.
We're talking about Moskowitz has done a very good job behind the plate when it comes to pitch framing.
The next pitch cut on and fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes to start things off here. 0-2 count as the Elmira Pioneers trying to work through yet another inning of work. Top of the 5th here. So far, only allowing 1 run and only allowing 1 hit. The next pitch high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The one thing you wonder about as you watch this, the Pioneers have really performed well, but Noah Rubino has had to sit for a long time in between each time he comes out and pitches. As that's in there for a strikeout, as I say that, and apparently it means very little.
I'd say it matters not one bit to Noah Rubino. Again, he's had some issues with the walks and worried about the guys that have gotten on base. But for the most part, he's been excellent once again for the Pioneers.
Certainly has, as Cameron Reynolds steps up. Cameron steps up to the plate as Noah Rubino looking in. Rubino comes back set. He winds and delivers. Taken for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, as Noah Rubino trying to work his way through. Comes back set. The wind and the pitch. Ground ball here, going to be playable for Brody Moore. Scoops up, throws to first in time, as that will be a very quick second out. So far, so good, as that'll bring up James Rabel, the number 9 batter. Pioneers with the 8-1 lead, trying to work their way through the top of the 5th. As Rabel steps up to the plate.
Yeah, the only man to score tonight with that long hair.
Yep.
A long blonde locks.
Worked a base on balls and then maneuvered his way around on pass balls and bad throws, and it just unfortunate.
For them.
For sure. As now, once again, Rubino looks in. He's got a 1-0 count. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled back into the netting. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Been a little bit since Tioga Downs has had a shutout.
It has.
As now Rubino working quickly and methodically. He comes back set. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, popped up, should be playable. Coming over and having the read. Mejia makes the play, and that will do it. 1-2-3 in the top of the 5th. The Pioneers will come back up in the bottom half after this. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. As Kyle Richardson steps back up, the Pioneers go back to the batting order. Richardson takes ball 1, 1-0. Bugs starting to come out here, George, as the wildlife encroaches on the booth once again.
Thousands of those nasty little bugs out by the lights.
The wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike by Richardson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Odenall looking to settle things down here. The Pioneers now have the Newark Pilots 6 outs away from defeat and a 2-game win streak. The cut, that one hit out hard. That's going to get down, as getting around on that was Kyle Richardson, who is now a perfect 3 for 3 on the night. 2 RBIs for Richardson as well tonight.
Yeah.
As Garrett Schultz will head up to the plate.
Nope. 2 RBIs and a run scored.
2 RBIs and a run scored. That is accurate. As once again, Schultz.
We got a lefty warming up.
Coming up to the plate as Newark finally getting another pitcher out there. Legs cramping up a little bit up here in the booth as the wind and pitch from Odenall In there for a strike on the outside corner.
You can take a seat. I'll call this inning. I got
it. Schultz steps back up. We'll see how the Pioneers choose to work here. If they'll be attacking or if they're going to sit back a little bit. Well, apparently attacking. 0-2 for Garrett Schultz. Schultz, Turner due up in the inning with Richardson reaching. If they can keep out of the double play, Andrew Sexton would come to bat as well. So again, the wind and the pitch. Taken for strike 3. Garrett Schultz will go down on strikes for the first time here tonight.
I think that's the first strikeout taking that we've had today between the two games.
I believe you're right. As now Turner coming up.
He's got an RBI in the fielder's choice.
So Turner does have the sacrifice from earlier. We'll see what he does here. As now again, Odenall winds, delivers a little bit high. Turner with a very small strike zone in which to work for a pitcher. Turner a little bit shorter. Not quite the small strike zone that some of the other Pioneers have to offer, like Trevor Henneman with that squatted stance. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Our first Algodone showdown of the inning.
In a while.
It certainly has been a little while since we've heard that. So, bottom of the 5th. Wind and pitch to Turner. Turner takes strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. As Turner looking to get a hit here. The wind and the pitch. Way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So again, Turner not had the greatest of starts to the season. I'll tell you what, he was 0-77 coming into tonight. However, he continues to work and get better, it seems, each time he plays. That one bounces. That's going to allow Richardson to move along to second base.
The way it bounced, I think it hit the umpire in the shoulder, and that's why he's keeping him over at second.
I think you're right. Might have hit him right in the mask the way the sound came up. He did jump off and take the mask off really quick. Second base umpire asking for a thumbs up.
He's taking a beating behind. We talked about the guy who was at behind home plate earlier, how bad he had it with all the heat and the extra gear. This guy behind home plate now has been really just battered by the baseballs.
That's taken for ball 4. Turner earns himself a free walk. So that's going to bring up Sexton, 1 for 2 with a double, 2 RBIs on the day.
That's cool breeze starting to come in.
We'll take it. As Sexton comes up to the plate.
We got a 2-run double already tonight. Also blew out in the 3rd.
He has. As we'll see. Sexton has been trying to swing for power. You saw that double, he swung for contact. That seems to be the area where he really needs to look for now. As coming in from third base, Bermuda is having a conversation with his pitcher as the workout continues down in the bullpen.
See number 25 out there.
So as Drew Blanchard from Alfred State gets warmed up.
Local. Somewhat local.
As again, Odenall going to work his way through an inning here, but I'll tell you, the Pilots have yet to be able to put up a 0 against the Pioneers. Odenall comes set, the wind and the pitch. Cut on and missed by Sexton. As that one got by the catcher. And the umpire will throw out a new baseball. So, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Another Tioga Down showdown. As coming back up, it's an 8-1 game. Looking in, Odenall winds and delivers. Taken for strike 2.
A nice pitch there.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Odenall finding the zone pretty confidently on that one. As it'll be interesting to see Rubino still looking to be the guy. As that one bounces up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 count. Rubino looks to be the guy going into the top of the 6th inning. They'll be curious to see how long the leash is
He's got a nice little buffer. I mean, he has
certainly
thrown
does.
a lot of pitches with those walks earlier.
That's the question is, how long do you let him go, especially knowing as that strikeout pitch puts down Sexton.
2 strikeouts looking just in this half of the inning. That one I thought was a little bit low inside, but
I think Andrew Sexton would agree with you as well, as Mejia comes up 1 for 3. Mejia, of course, 1 for 3, but reached on that strikeout pass ball.
And then moved ahead on a stolen base, another pass ball, and then came around to score on a sac fly, or on a ground out.
He did. As now, a hit here would drive in a run or two, trying to keep the Pioneers scoring streak alive, as that will get foul. No balls, 1 strike. 0-1 count as Odenall continues to try to work. So, Odenall looking for a baseball, as it's turned over by the umpire now. Odenall heads back for the mound. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. 6 defensive outs away from a victory for the Elmira Pioneers, as they have a 7-run lead. Coming back set, the wind of the pitch. Inside on Mejia, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mejia had to do the rumba down there to get out of the way of that one.
Yeah, he was lucky the Pilots have been hit twice in the back. That one,
for sure.
Very, very close.
Couple of hit by pitches. As now again, the wind and the pitch. Taken high. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 count. 2 men out. An 8-1 ball game here in the bottom of the 5th. Runners on first and second for the Elmira Pioneers. Clearly the pink jerseys coming in coming in a perfect timing.
Yeah.
As on a rather scorching hot day. See what they can do here. The wind and the pitch. Taken outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. So a 3-1 count, George. The Elmira Pioneers.
They're working good counts tonight.
Certainly are. As again, Jeff Mejia looking for a hit here so he can drive in a run. The wind and the pitch from Odenall. Inside, Mejia will take the free pass, and now the bases will be loaded for Brody Moore. Brody Moore comes up 2 for 3 on the night. The only time he didn't reach, he struck out.
Again, they had that guy warming up, but no one's coming in. Misses his inning here with 2 outs.
Odenall to try to get the final out on Brody Moore. Brody Moore with the bases loaded this season. As we take a look at the stat line, again, he is 0 for 0. This will be a first. The pitch high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 count to Brody Moore as he tries to bring in a run. First at bat with the bases loaded. Certainly a different at bat when the bases are loaded. You got to feel that pressure, and
especially with 2 outs here, you try to get a little bit of extra padding, even though it's a 7-run lead. The more the merrier,
for sure. The wind and the pitch taken for a ball. 2-0. So Brody Moore quick to react, as Odenall has been all over the place except for the strike zone. Certainly knows that.
The pitcher's ready in the bullpen. He stopped throwing.
So you would assume whatever happens with Brody Moore here, this will be the last that we'll see of Odenall. The pitch. Cut on and fouled away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Brody liked the looks of that one.
Yeah.
Talked about Harmon's eyes lighting up earlier. I think that was about the same. As Brody Moore steps back in. He waits. Odenall coming back set. The wind and the pitch. Outside. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs as the Pioneers look to put another crooked number on the board. See what Brody Moore can do here. Nathan Peng standing on deck, salivating for the chance to redeem himself from earlier. He was unable to capitalize on the bases loaded situation. Now one fouled away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. As again, fouled off. Apparently Glenn Patterson came in about the fourth inning of the first game. Since then, the Pioneers have not trailed. Patty,
there you go.
you're needed at the ballpark for the rest of the season, buddy. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled away again as the runners will have to go back to first, second, and third, respectively.
Well, he's a defenseman.
Certainly is.
So they haven't scored a lot of runs / goals.
Since that point,
tonight.
just 3 runs. All I'm saying.
Yeah. It's all him.
Come back to us, Patty, as once again, looking in. The windup and the pitch from Odenall. Inside, ball 4. That will advance the runners and drive in a run. Brody Moore takes a walk and earns his second RBI of the night. So that's going to bring Nathan Peng up to the plate. We'll see if that will do it for. Oh, no, Odenall's going to stay in there.
We're looking into the dugout. The pitcher's ready.
Now.
The pitcher is walking towards the dugout from the bullpen, but no one is walking out of the dugout.
Nathan Peng coming up, 2 outs, a 9-1 lead for the Elmira Pioneers. So Peng steps up. As Peng steps up, that one popped up foul.
And remind you to make the right decision.
And insist on Gerber Collision and Autoglass as the Pioneers now lead 9-1. As once again, Peng comes back up. He waits. Bases are loaded. The wind, the pitch, taken for a strike on the inside corner, 0-2.
Well, get me inside part of a plate here tonight.
It certainly is. As now Peng waits. He looks out, has hit a home run here tonight, would love to see a grand slam. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, driven through, shortstop makes the play, throws to second in time, and that will do it for the bottom of the 5th. The Pioneers keep it up, though. They score another run as we're through 5. It's a 9-1 game. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, and with that, we are back. George, what else can you say? 9-1. Noah Rubino back out there for a 6th inning of work as the Pioneers trying to replicate the success they had there in the last half inning. Strikeout, ground out.
Yeah, everything's been working for them tonight. I mean, between the 2 games, the offense, but they put up 9 runs here in this game and
3 runs in the previous.
3 in the previous, only 1 hit allowed tonight by Rubino. Again, everything has just been on point. All the way around.
Well, it's a nice one, too, when you can know you have a 7-inning game.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about, who are we going to follow Rubino with? Because right now you don't have to worry about that. Rubino's got a comfortable 8-run advantage. If he can get through these next 3 outs, by the way, Newark, just in case you missed this little tidbit, 6 offensive outs remaining.
Yep.
But they've got the top of the order. Never going to be an easy part to get through. Although Rubino 0 for 2. Or excuse me, Rubino 2 for 2 against Gorman. Really, at this point, Gorman's 0 for 2 here tonight against Rubino. In the previous game, he went 1 for 2 with 2, or 1 for 3, excuse me, with 2 strikeouts.
Ooh.
That one fouled off.
And no one in either bullpen right now.
It'd be a hard one to take out Noah, as he's really pitched phenomenally. 1 run, 1 hit. You want to let him get done.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we worry about the pitch count, as long as it's not taxing his arm too much, let him go.
As now, Noah stands back on the mound. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Rubino winds and delivers. Cut on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Rubino's got him chasing up and down. As again, Rubino will come set. Checks in. The wind and the pitch. Taken on the inside corner. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And he hasn't had too many full counts already tonight. Again, he did have a couple walks, but was that 1, 2? I only count 2 or 3 full counts from Rubino tonight.
As he winds and delivers. Ground ball here. Playable for Brody Moore. Jumping and throwing. That's not going to be there in time, but a beauty of a play by Brody Moore.
I mean, it was on the money, but probably about 2 or 3 steps behind. If I was him, I probably would have held it. It was a beautiful throw. It was one of those Jeter throws where you're going way out into the outfield with the backhand and making a leaping toss, but just a little bit too late.
Not enough time. As David Bermuda is 0 for 2 on the day. Going to look to get something started here.
And only the second hit Rubino has given up tonight.
Unbelievable game for Rubino so far. The wind and the pitch. Fouled off. No balls, 1 strike.
And again, you almost come to expect it from him, the way he's been all season long. You talk about him being an all-star. And again, pretty much since day one, he has been their ace.
And for good reason. I mean, it's not as though he's getting babied. He's getting worked. He's getting, advantages. He's coming out and he's showing why he deserves this spot. And again, going back to Siena, he'll be a sophomore. Still will have to fight for his spot during the school year, as hard as that may be to believe. 0-2 now.
If his coaches are seeing what he's done tonight and for the rest of the season.
He put up a 0 in an all-star game. Yeah. I'm sorry. Anybody needs to take an extra look.
I mean, college, we talk about who's your Friday and Saturday night starter. He's got to be one of those guys.
You would think he'd definitely have to be considered. The only problem you talk about these 4-year universities is then they've got the JUCO kids coming out for their junior, senior year that are going to rank ahead of a sophomore.
Yep.
As that's fouled off again, we remind you to make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber collision.
As now again. And glass, yes, and auto glass. As once again, Rubino will take the ball. No balls, 2 strikes. As David Bermudez trying to find a way on base. He's gone 0 for 2 tonight.
Another lefty warming up for Newark.
As Bermudez adding to an 0 for 4 from earlier tonight. He's 0 for 6. Not the day Bermudez was hoping to have.
Nope.
Coming back set is Rubino working out of the stretch. The wind and the pitch.
Ooh,
just missed. I'd be hard-pressed to figure out where that missed. That had just called a very similar pitch, a strike against Nathan Pang. Rubino coming set. The wind and the pitch. Cut on. Flared out there towards Garrett Schultz. Schultz will have a read, make the catch, and toss that one back in. Bermudez 0 for 7 on the night now. Dylan Dupelshane heads up. He's 0 for 2 here in tonight's second game.
0 for 5 with a walk overall today.
Not a great couple of games for the Newark Pilots to this point.
No, but top of the lineup, even just in this game, they've only gotten that 1 hit that they just got from Gorman. The rest has been fly balls. Bermudez did have a sac fly earlier, but not too much from the top of the lineup tonight for Newark.
Rubino has that one hammered on him. That's going to get foul.
I was going to say that.
No balls, 1 strike.
That one went up into the light stand all the way in the left foul territory.
Dupleshane on the year, 4 doubles, 1 triple. So has not hit a long ball yet. Certainly was taking a swing for one there. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball. They're going to defensive indifference that one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. George?
The tire go down. Showdown.
There it is. As again, runner standing over there on second base is Michael Gorman. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 and 2. 1 out. As the Pioneers have a 9-1 lead, needing 5 defensive outs to get them a second victory here on the day. 1 more strike could bring him close as 4. As Rubino looking in, he winds and delivers. That one's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Just didn't bite him there.
Two
Like
balls.
that pitch that we saw earlier.
That one up around the head, and the swing straight through it. As we'll have to see if Rubino can get him to chase here. Rubino trying to find his perfect pitch. Thrown inside again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So as Noah continues to work.
Yep.
Noah continues to work. Nobody down there for the Pioneers. You know the end goal is to let Noah finish this game, but pitch counts,
they're important.
Have to come into effect at some point as the wind, the pitch, cut on, drilled out there. This is going to get down against the wall as that hits off the NECA sign. Quick throw in here from Sexton will hold the runner to second, but a run will come across to score, and it's a 9-2 ball game. So the double for Dupleshane will now give him an RBI in this game. And Parker Denny will come up 0 for 1 with a base on balls. So again, we'll have to see if anything changes now. 2 runs having come across. 3 hits now in the game. As still nothing down in the Pioneers bullpen.
They got a nice little pad here with 7 runs.
Certainly do, but again, you worry about Noah Rubino slowing down and just trying to make sure that he doesn't overtax himself in a game that's clearly already going your way.
You would hope it is. At least out of reach.
Never said out of reach, just said going your way. As Rubino comes back set, the wind and the pitch. Fouled away, no balls, 1 strike. 0-1 the count. As again, we're here in the top of the 6th inning. Pioneers 5 defensive outs away from victory. Leading by 7. Rubino comes back set. Checks on the runner at second, who's not paying any attention. Been a good time for Turner to sneak in there. Easy catch there. And that will be a quick fly out from Parker Denny, who has had a home run here tonight. That's going to bring up Sean Hillis.
He's over.
Hillis over on the night.